But with devices like this, you can just play Sonic and other games without any problem. You can use the analog stick. I do notice the form factor of this device is very comfortable to play. No problem whatsoever with the audio, even though having one single speaker, they configured this perfectly. No audio delay that we have seen with cheaper devices back in the day. It works all perfect in my opinion. So one of the awesome systems we can actually play now on the go, and there are a zillion ways to play, but it looks absolutely amazing when it comes to the Game Boy Classic. Oh man, this is one of my favorite pinball games ever, man, on the Game Boy. The same goes with Tailgater, another cool game to play. You should check it out. But I never can get into the second stage. It's such a pain in the ass, come on. Oh. And there we go, here we go. Give it another try. Here we go. Oh, that happens all the freaking time. I suck at this game. But it seems to be they're using some weird filter. Oh yeah, nice. I got the second stage, finally. Okay, next up, let's make a quick save. Yeah, let's cheat. But how about Nintendo DS? That's a system I got a lot of requests from checking it out. So when you want to play this system, it's going to be a little bit more, let's say, of a problematic. First of all, the overall emulation performance, I hear that there was some stuttering going on. But besides that, we can switch between the two displays by pressing the shoulder buttons. But if you don't want to have this, you can press the right joystick. Over here we're going to have the two screens configuration that you can put horizontal and vertical mode. And even can switching if you want to. So this is the original mode, or actually how the original games are tended to play. We can use the left joystick for the stylus. Personally I don't like this at all, but if you're having a game that you mainly use one screen, you can just actually play these games without any problem. But still, for me, it's going to be the weirdest Crash Bandicoot game ever. Since when does he push, kicks and pushes? It's so weird, absolutely. But I can just hear that it like completely like drops down in the frames. Pressing the G button will actually like pull you out of the game. But let's get into some older stuff with the NES. I was searching my game Spartan X, but I could not really find it, so we're choosing the second one, or the second game of the series. A game I personally never experienced as a child, but it seems to be that it's going to be having the similar annoying characters. Oh crap! But you have terrible buttons. Oh yeah, let's road kick everything. Roadhouse. Let's move on to the 16-bit era with some Super NES and Desert Strike. But also, this looks absolutely amazing. No weird things going on. One of the things I've noticed with this D-pad, it plays perfectly. So where we can start tinkering with the N64 emulator, we're not going to get better overall results. So one of the games I love to play is Blast Corps and many others like GoldenEye, the games I grew up with. But when it comes to the N64 part, it's not running that great in my opinion. And that is just a general problem with these cheaper devices. In my opinion, they should add a couple of them that run decent enough to enjoy. Or just like skip all of the N64 games. Because let's be honest, this is just unplayable if you're going to be starting the game and it just stutters like crazy. Let's get into the gameplay and I will show you what you're having with a cheap device like this. Some parts are playable, but I can tell you when it's going to be very crowded and a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be sounding absolutely horrible and having a really bad overall experience when it comes to the frames per second. And this is the same, especially with the more demanding games, including GoldenEye and all the other ones. But let's move on into the PlayStation part. And the major problem I'm always facing with these things, that we don't have a freaking background audio. They're leaving them out to save some, let's say, storage capacity. But a little bit bummer, because now it's absolutely like a soulless game in my opinion, because the music of Ridge Racer was so freaking epic. But when it comes also to display resolution and this particular games, or the PlayStation system, it's absolutely everything but game over. Because this is freaking awesome. Alright, so next up, let's try some PlayStation Portable. And for the people who watch a lot of these videos, you know this is not going to be working like it should be. And that's why we're going to see a lot of these cheaper devices. We have some two-dimensional games that run just fine. To give an example, let's load up the save point that we had, and oh boy, it's going to be looking really bad. Look at this. It's absolutely like horrendous. Every setting has been set to like low or whatsoever. And this is absolutely not the way how you actually want to enjoy some PlayStation Portable with some God of War. Besides also having not the right resolution of display, because we're having two black bars at bottom and top. You can see also weird things going on, and this is absolutely not the way how you want to play it. They basically like squeeze everything out of the chipset in combination with the PP emulator. It's quite fascinating to see it actually running at a decent frame rate, but this is not the way how you want to play. One of the games I love to also play, besides Sonic, is the Metal Slug, the new Geo Pocket versions. And this is so much fun and absolutely a blast to the past. And they look absolutely amazing on this device. Absolutely funny. There we go. When it comes to MAME, there's actually so much that we can play, but take consideration that Killer Instinct games or the Tekken MAME will not run on this device. It's just not powerful enough. But beside that, it doesn't spoil the fun because there's actually so much more that we can play. And when actually I was playing now the MAME game or beat 'em up, navigating through the stage, I can just realize how good this D-pad actually is. I cannot stop talking about it because it's that great. Nevertheless, it's a lot of fun. Not that fun to get my ass whooped by some guys on the street, but there's a lot of cool games that you can actually play on this device. That guy is really annoying. Come on. There we go. But let's deep dive into one of my all favorite systems, that is the Sega. It's a Sega Mega Drive or Genesis known by the US people. But also this runs perfectly. Sonic 1, 2, 3, 3 and Knuckles, it doesn't matter what you slap on this, it runs perfectly. And of course it looks beautiful on display. One of the things I really want to check out later on is a comparison with all kinds of different handhelds, because there are so many different ways to play nowadays. It's not a personal record. I think my fastest time was 29 seconds. But let's move into the Sega Saturn, a platform you don't see often with cheap devices. And I can tell you there's a reason for that, because they are not running that great with Sega Saturn. And let's take a closer look in the Sonic R, and you can just hear and see that it runs absolutely garbage. Wow. It's so slow that the audio is faster than actually the visual part. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and maybe with some two-dimensional games we can have some okay overall performance. But, you know, this is a system they just need to remove in my opinion, because it's just not the way how we actually want to experience these old-school Sega Saturn games. You need to get yourself a more powerful Powkiddy or an Anbenic, because this is absolutely garbage. Another system that is interesting to check is the Atomsiswave, of course with the all famous Dolphin Blue, and the main reason is because this game is quite difficult to emulate. We do get some okay overall performance, but you can just hear and see that this thing suffers. It doesn't run on the full speed. It's fascinating to see that we're having cheap devices that can actually run this at all, but again, the same like with the Sega Saturn, in my opinion, if it doesn't run 100%, you just need to leave it off. And you can just hear it, how it freaking struggles all of the freaking time. And of course, maybe with some two-dimensional fighting games, you do get better performance, but that's it. Pressing the G button will bring you back automatically to the main menu again. There is no quick load and quick save. But what is interesting with this particular chipset, that we do have the option to play some Sega Dreamcast. Also here it's possible to get a mixed overall performance, but with Sonic Adventure we do have an absolutely great overall performance. I can really enjoy this old school game. In combination with the resolution of the display, this game is in my opinion the way how we should play it. Another system that is absolutely great to have on a device like this on the go is the PC Engine. It's absolutely a device with a lot of hidden gems that can be enjoyed now on the go. PC Engine, I own myself on system with a lot of games and I really love it for what it is. But having this on the device for this price point is absolutely crazy in my opinion. And yep, we have seen it before back in the day, but it is something they completely skip nowadays. Mostly they focus on the main platforms and they don't think people are interested in this. Nevertheless, it's going to be a lot of cool things. Haja! Let's do a Kamehameha. Hoba! And I missed out 2 times. Let's do a quick revisiting on one of the games I've played so much as a child, and it is Sonic Chaos. It's such a cool game. And in combination with this certain display and the resolution, it looks stunning. Absolutely great to revisiting this. So it's a lot of fun, I can tell you that. And it works perfectly without any problem.